All right, greetings and welcome to Plyr Toons, a segment where we talk about anime and tunes and things of that particular nature. I am Fearless Soul and I'll be your guest for today. Sorry about the late arrival. And with me, I have my usual guest host and another special guest host, whom I'm hoping will be a more permanent addition of our little team here. I'll let them introduce themselves now.
Yo, my name is Duck McGavin. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. DUCKMCGAVIN. Nice to see you. Hear you. Meet you. Hi.
And I'm Sadness. Hi.
Don't worry about that, folks. She's a little shy. She'll get used to this. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Boruto and My Hero Academia. Big surprise, right? Sorry for not coming out with an episode a little sooner. E3 had me a little caught up. But that aside, we're going to start on today's topics. Doug, Bree, when we're talking about Boruto in particular, how do you think the current arc is going to end?
I would like to start with the fact that I was actually wrong about who was going to win that last fight. Well, not the last fight, but the fight before last from episode 10, right? Between Icy Hot and Deku. I honestly thought
we're talking about Boruto here.
Oh, Boruto. Sorry, I thought we were going to start with My Hero Academia like we normally do. I apologize. I have no idea where this arc is going. Like, I'm assuming they're trying to make us think that totally not Orochimaru is evil, but I think he's just, menacing and probably has his own ulterior motives, but I don't think he's quote-unquote the bad guy. He might be a bad guy eventually, but I don't think he's the bad guy.
All right, Bree, what do you think about the current arc? Where do you think it's going to end up?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
That's why I thought we were going to start with My Hero Academia.
All right. All right.
I'll be calling by next week.
This will be your and my section for right now, Fearless.
All right. So personally, I think the arc is going to end with us finding out that not only is Mitsuki Snake Boy not a Orochimaru, he's not exactly like him either. He's actually able to be worked with, and he's not completely evil. I think. Personally, I think that Mitsuki's personality is more subservient than anything else.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I mean, he's got a lot of power, probably the most power of all the kids. But right now, he's looking pretty shady. He's working with people who don't have the village's best interests at heart, and that's obvious. But in order to break contact with those people, it's going to take some action on the adult side. A little bit of Boruto too, he's gonna have to reach out with his friendship thing, like they always do. Like, I'm your friend, and you don't have to listen to those guys. You don't have to be a slave to them. Yeah, I think he's gonna introduce a little free will to him, and he's gonna latch on to that, like characters like they usually do, the subservient strong ones. So. What are your thoughts on that? We're just playing off of that.
Not all snakes are evil.
Honestly, like I don't mind Boruto thus far, but the whole series has just kind of been.
Yeah.
It's been very weak, so I haven't really felt like I've gotten really invested in any of these characters. Like, I thought they were going to do a lot more character development when they introduced the dude with the stick that makes rocks.
Yeah,
this latest episode,
the strong one.
Yeah, this latest episode did show a lot, from what I can tell.
Yeah, Rock Boy is supposed to be the physically strong one, right?
Yeah.
But he gets outpowered by Mitsuki, which I think is a bit of.
But I feel like they're spending a lot of these early episodes trying to show, hey, we're totally different from Naruto.
Yeah, the story pacing's a lot better. At least they don't just jump into something and then jump back out of it and then jump back into it at the most inconvenient times. It's kind of a story flow to it. one thing leads to another. You know, it all hangs together beautifully. That's why I keep watching.
Yeah.
So Bree, I mean, you may not have watched the latest episode, but you got to be able to say, hey, I like this because of this. Well, what do you think of the series so far?
Go to the manga, correct, Brie?
I have read a little bit of the manga. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff. I'm hoping that Boruto has a good relationship with his family. For instance, his sister, because Naruto was an only child, so having a sibling who may be able to understand the problems that you're going through, that could change the course of like how he's acting in the world. I'm also interested to find out more about Sasuke's daughter, because that'll be cool. I haven't seen any episodes, but I'll be all caught up next week, because I like to binge.
Huh. So that's your style, huh? But you did bring a new
Appreciate
element of
your input.
conversation here. You know, his upbringing.
And next
Yeah,
week we will be
Naruto-
talking about the actual up-to-date episode. Like we'll be recapping every episode from this point on, right? We're caught up to episode 11.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. But she did bring up an interesting element of conversation here. Boruto's upbringing. He's not a lonely child like Naruto was, so he doesn't have to experience the pain of loneliness and having to get by on his own. He's got a family.
Well, I
that
think he gets
supports him.
plenty of loneliness with his father not being there and him not understanding why.
Yeah, but you know, he'll grow out of that sooner or later, I think. Right now, he's still got his sister,
We'll
he's still
see.
got his mom, and they're telling him things like Naruto never got to experience that. And I think it's important for his upbringing that he understands why his dad is not around as much. He has to take care of a whole village. And instead of being out to fight enemies constantly like he was when he was younger, he now has to fight paperwork. That's how you make a battle-hardened warrior, in my opinion. So, on to our next topic of discussion. This one's going to be a little controversial. When do you think Boruto is going to get his first power upgrade, like his first new ability?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Aside from his magical eye of shadow looks, he doesn't really have any system. I mean, he can do a shadow clone similar to his father, but he can't really manage it over a long distance like his dad.
Yeah, they seem to have hinted at the fact that he doesn't have as much chakra as his dad. So the amount of shadow clones he can make currently isn't really that much. You know, make 4 extra tops. Yeah. And I heard that through training, it can be chakra itself can be intensified to the point where you can do more with it, but you can control it better when it's intense like that too because of the training. But I don't think that's gonna really make it so he's able to make more shadow clones so much as gonna make it so he's able to make them more effective. Like they won't blow up as easily.
I can see that.
Because you can see that Naruto's got shadow clones on so much lock. Every time Naruto's there, 9 times out of 10 it feels like it's just a shadow clone. Naruto's actually taking a nap at home.
Yeah, Boruto's got to have it too. He'll just use shadow clones to get out of situations where he has to actually be a little more social than he's comfortable with. Like when a reporter comes up to him and asks him something, he'll use a shadow clone to kind of get out of that. Or when his dad is in another place doing TV interviews, he uses shadow clones to do that. But it's not to escape the social situation for his dad. It's just to manage his duties.
He everywhere.
But if anybody's capable of being anywhere, it's Naruto. The dude can make over 1,000 of those jokers. But that's only because he has so much chakra available to him in the first place. He has 4 times the regular amount of a ninja in his own base chakra. And then he has the almost unlimited chakra of the nine-tailed fox. I've discussed this before. It gives him so many advantages, but it's what he was working with when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
And Boruto, from what I can tell, seems to be smarter than his dad was when he was younger. And that's what he works with. He's just a better strategic thinker. Instead of having massive amounts of chakra to work with and not really burning out because of it, he uses his head more.
So what you're saying is that he gets it from his mama?
Yep. Nato was a
That I
keen
noticed
analytical
watching
thinker.
the latest episode is that when both him and what's his face were going at the evil man
Mm-hmm.
used a palm style similar to that of the not Uchiha. What are they called? What are the weird people? What's their clan name?
The village,
Clan or something like that.
the Hyuga.
Whatever, the blue-eyed people with the funky eyes. Either way, he uses the same taijutsu as his mother as opposed to his father. He does less punching, more
Yeah,
palm.
that's the Hyuga style taijutsu, gentle fist.
Hyuga, that's what I was trying to remember.
Which, if I had to choose between the gentle fist and the strong fist that Rock Lee and Metal Lee uses, I would prefer the strong fist if I could use that sort of thing. It just kind of suits my preference of breaking bones or raising contusions rather than causing internal damage to somebody.
But which one is weird?
I apologize to any dear viewers if I disappear or sound weird. It is because we are currently trying to test a new way of live streaming. So, pig, see if it works.
Yeah, apologies all around. Anyway, gonna move into our third topic here. Man, it's hard for me to bring this one up because I don't know where it's gonna go. What do you think Misty's part is in the story?
Ask that again. Apologize.
Bree, what do you think?
Well, I don't know who that is, and
Misky is a snake
Can
boy.
you hear me?
he's going to be the opposing force in the clan. Yes, I can hear you, Shadow. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be the outcast. Because he's different, a lot of people aren't going to like him, and he may actually take on the Naruto role of the series.
Oh, you mean like the rivalry that Sasuke and Naruto had?
Yeah. I can see him being an underdog for a while. I mean, if he's
They're definitely
he's
building
already
both of them to
done a lot of
have
stuff
that
with
Sasuke Naruto relationship.
Yeah, I think Misty's gonna be an antagonist at some point myself. But I think he's also gonna be turned to noble purpose soon enough.
I'm hoping
That's just my
they
thought on
won't
it.
fall into the same trappings of the old series and do the same thing again.
I mean,
I'm like, oh, hey, look at this. It's going to be Sasuke, but not really. Psych.
Oh, man. But I think at some point he's going to be turned to more noble purpose. Because I can't see him. Because it's somewhere in the episode 10, I believe, he was talking to somebody using a snake as an intercom or a walkie-talkie or whatever. I think he was talking to Orochimaru, you know, if I'm to be so bold about that. And he was discussing how he should deal with Boruto. And while he was discussing what he should do when he's dealing with Boruto, he said at the end that we'll see if he's my son. Meaning,
definitely has a vested interest in Boruto.
Yeah, it seems that he's trying to figure out whether or not Boruto as a person, as his personality, will parallel his. Whereas Mitsuki is emotionless and completely merciless to an opponent. You know, Boruto might be, you know, more merciful and generally better to his opponents than Mitsuki might be, because he was about to kill, the Rock Boy, but Boruto stopped him. So I think that's his role, to be an early antagonist and then get turned to a more noble purpose. Any opposing thoughts on that?
I can definitely agree. I want to see him become a good guy. Business, but I want him to be a good guy.
I mean, if you're following the Naruto manga closely, you'll know that at some point, Sasuke managed to basically kill Orochimaru once, and then during this fight with Itachi killed him for the final time, and he didn't really have a chance to come back from that until Sasuke went and resurrected him on his own. And after he did that, God just didn't cause trouble anymore. He said, "I'll follow Sasuke's decision. Whatever he decides to do, that's what I'm gonna do," which was kind of odd.
Why do you think so? He created
Because
Sasuke.
he created Sasuke, but
And he was happy
he
with
had
his
plans
creation.
beyond him at first.
Mm-hmm.
Sasuke was just a linchpin in those plans.
I think Orochimaru really saw the importance of Sasuke and realized that even though he thought he was the important one, Sasuke was much more important and vital. So he wanted to make sure Sasuke got whatever he needed.
Yeah, I think so too. But he just didn't cause trouble after that, and I don't know what happened to him after the series was gone. But I just I think
Reanimation doesn't last forever.
I don't think they use reanimation to bring him back. He just resurrected from some other technique. Because you remember how hard
It was
the end
during
there,
the war, though.
turned
I'm
back
pretty
into
sure
Dragon
they
Ball.
reanimated a lot of people during the
Yeah,
war.
they disappeared after the war ended, but I don't think Orochimaru was one of the Edo Tensei resurrection people, because he didn't have the eyes they did. He looked completely like himself, like he had just came back to life. I don't know what happened to him after the series, but he stopped causing trouble after that. I guess in his mind, he finally realized that no matter what he did, somebody was going to rise up and put him down, no matter what he did. So he decided it wasn't worth the trouble to, cause all this unrest between the 5 villages.
I'm honestly hoping that Boruto isn't exactly like Naruto.
Me too. I hope he's a better thinker. Because one of the things that frustrated me about Naruto is how stupid he was. He would require you to already dumb down an explanation that was already dumbed down before he even understood it. But his battle smarts were top notch.
Yeah, but that wasn't all his fault. Technically, nobody wanted to teach him anything.
Tried to teach him something in the academy, and look how that turned out.
They didn't care.
Well, let's just go with that. His teachers didn't care about him.
No, they didn't.
I mean, you serious about this? You really feel they didn't want to teach him anything
They
just because he
didn't.
was the nine-tailed fox?
Exactly.
Well,
Nobody wanted to be around him.
it's kind of funny how he alone was able to inspire so much change in other people, but hardly any of that rubbed off on him. And what I mean by that is that they didn't really have much of an effect on him, so much as him affecting others.
Mm-hmm.
He had a fiery need for self-improvement that kind of, got people fired up and wanted to work alongside him, and that stopped people from being afraid of him because they realized he was just, an energetic boy. So, final thoughts on the series so far. Personally, I think we're close to a tournament arc. I know it's a little early, but hey, they're doing the same thing in our next series.
Oh, you mean like tuning exams?
Yeah,
Hmm. I can see that.
and during that term arc, he's probably going to get one or two more abilities that are going to be essential in his growth as a shinobi. So one of the reasons I keep watching the Naruto and Boruto series is because of character progression. I like seeing character progression in video games. I like seeing it in my anime. I like seeing it in my manga.
I'm totally thinking Dr. Seuss right now. I don't like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am, and that's exactly what I thought when you just said that.
Well, I guess you're not too far from the mark. I don't like things that aren't character progression. I do not like them. No, I don't. So, Duck, any closing thoughts on this? You think we're close to a tournament arc? Duck?
What in the world? Shadow.
He's gone.
Shadow, no. His
Um.
computer overheated.
Anyway, my guest host is experiencing technical difficulties. I apologize profusely for that. We're going to move on to our next topic of conversation. My Hero Academia.
Yay.
All right, I'm going to ask this one to you, Bree.
Hmm.
How do you think Deku or Midoriya could have won his match against Icy Hot?
Mm, that match was actually interfered with, and that's what upset me. Because he may not have lost, but the bounce back from them interference would put him out of the ring.
Oh, you mean that cement dude putting up those blocks?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would count that as interference because he actually kept
He
them from
broke the
destroying that
wall.
whole area.
I guess. I feel like they interfered, and that's one of the reasons he got bounced back.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I'll
That
give you that.
impact is what forced him back to
I
me.
think if he had just charged at the guy with one of the smashes at some point, he could have blew him out of the ring. He didn't have
Hmm.
to actually hit him with the smash like he did at one point, but it was at like a dramatically reduced power that it only knocked him back and didn't knock him out of the ring.
Mm,
So, that's my thought on it. That's the one way he could have won based on his
um,
current abilities. I don't think there's too much any he could have done to win that other than just hit him directly with a smash with enough wind force to knock him out of that little ice, fortress he put up behind him.
um, let's see. Mm, well, he had to get close first. You have to get close enough to even hit him.
True enough.
And I guess Icy Hat wasn't letting him get close.
Yeah, you smart enough not to do that. So how do you think he could have won other than, not having his match interfered with by the referee?
Well, I guess if you're talking impact, maybe if he punched the ground and blew away the whole arena, I guess. Not the whole arena, but the battlefield. That force could have probably pushed him back.
I think he hit him at one point, if you remember, he hit the ground with one of his smashes instead of using one of his fingers to do the smash. He just made a fist that smashed the ground. It with enough wind force to almost knock him out of the ring, but it didn't do the trick.
That's
He
because
just,
he had his ice behind him.
yeah, he put that little ice palisade behind him,
Hmm.
but he did the same thing every time he smashed. He would put ice behind him in order to absorb the impact, make sure he didn't go out of the ring. But I think Recovery Girl was right about him finding a way to use his power without injuring his body. Because now he's got a crooked right hand because he used the smash so many times. He put bones in his joints.
Hmm.
So that's your theory on how he could have won. He could have smashed around hard enough to destroy the arena.
I guess
And
the only real way is that if he learns how to control his abilities.
yeah, because there's nothing cool about having an ability that damages you so much you can't use it again.
Mhm.
I can understand if he had a limit on it, a hard cap when he first started that he couldn't smash more than 3 times a day or something. I would appreciate that more than him smashing it damaging his body and breaking his bones and stuff.
Mhm.
With that said, that's about all I've got to say on that one.
Are you happy with what he did in the match though?
Yeah, I mean,
He
I'm pretty
helped his
satisfied.
enemy become better. I guess.
Yeah, helped him get over his little childhood traumas or whatever. But
Mhm. I
no,
didn't. When he was talking to him, I didn't think of it that way. The way he described it, I didn't think
mhm.
of it as you're not using your whole self. You want to use just half of your power to win this competition where everybody's trying so hard. I wasn't thinking about none of it. I'm like, I don't like the fire dude either.
Yeah,
Endeavor.
he's pretty cold, but I find it interesting that kids like that are cold and aloof all the time, or people like the explosion boy Kachan, who's got a rotten personality. Why do these people want to be heroes when they wouldn't really even be all that good at it?
Well, because they're taught that being a hero is cool.
Yeah, they're taught that because of reorientation, but if they don't have people skills, they're gonna have a hard time at their job. And that's what I personally, if I figure if you're gonna be a superhero, 90% of that's gonna be PR skills.
True. Speaking of PR, you know the girl who was advertising all her tools?
Oh my God, don't remind me.
She's great with that.
She hard sold for like 20 minutes about her little inventions.
And then she quit.
She could have ringed the dude out and won the match and kept going, but she just wanted to sell herself to support companies,
Hmm.
which I think she did pretty successfully. They'll never forget that one.
Is she a politician?
Oh my God, that was pretty wild. I thought she was gonna ring him out at some point, but she actually just kept going with her sales pitch until
Hmm.
she was good and exhausted, and it said everything she wanted to say, and then she just let him win. Then he ended up being beaten by Icy Hot in the next round anyway.
Yeah,
And then his
I'm
brother
I'm
got
I'm
taken
more
down
sad
by a
about.
hero killer.
Yeah, I'm sad about that. We didn't really even get to see his brother that much, but we knew how much. Like we get to feel how important his family is to him. So we get to be sad about that.
Yeah, it is in your name, however. So, moving on,
Hmm.
I think he's going to win the next match since it's down to the finals now between Icy Hot and Explosion Boy Kachan.
I still think Icy Hot's gonna win simply because, well, now Icy Hot can use both his abilities if he so chooses. He can use both. And while fire would help Kachan, it won't help. Well, the ice part won't help him. You know.
Yeah. I personally, I don't think Kachan has any more ability to resist fire than anybody else.
Mhm.
He can control explosions, and
Mhm.
those explosions have a limited amount of heat to them.
Mhm.
He can, I mean, the fact that he can use it to propel himself around like a rocket, or use it to build up explosions in his hand and make stun grenades, like he used in the last episode. I think stuff like that is just about the limit of what he can do when it comes to actual heat. that Icy Hot can actually, set things on fire, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm. And quench him with his ice. So.
Well, that's usually his whole strategy is kind of immobilize you with the ice. And if you can't win with the ice, I don't know what he do with the fire because I haven't seen him use it extensively. He only used one huge burst against Deku, and knocked him out of the ring. So I'm not really sure what it would do in a smaller dose. I mean, if that makes any sense.
Mm, hmm. But Deku is, well, no. Kachan is really smart.
Yeah,
He's
he's
probably already
surprisingly
thought
smart.
about
That's a
all this.
problem.
He's smart, but he's hot-headed. And so he might have already thought of a way to win.
Yeah, he might just pull off an underdog win on us. You never know. But Icy Hot's the odds-on favorite here.
Mm.
So that's who your money's on, right? Icy Hot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because technically, Endeavor, his father,
Mm-hmm.
was only second to All Might. All Might. There was nobody else that was up there with him.
True enough. I mean, he may be odds-on favorite, but Kachan is really smart. Like you said, he may
Mm-hmm.
have found a way to get past the heat and the cold.
True, but I still don't like Kachan. I still don't like him. He hasn't won me on his character yet.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know that the well no, you're asking questions. Yeah.
Oh, you can ask questions.
Okay,
Let's
you
see
know
what.
the hero killer?
Yeah. I don't know his
He
name.
no,
Was
but
it
he
Stain?
I think so, yeah. I think he looks just like All Might's the person who gave All Might his abilities.
Huh.
In my opinion, you only saw a silhouette, but they look similar.
I don't think it's the same person. Rather than it's probably his son or something.
It could be, but to me they look similar. Like to me they have a connection.
Oh, we can hear
What
you.
did you see it though?
We're in a podcast right now, so you might want to come back in a few minutes, like 10. All right. Moving on to our last topic of discussion on this particular anime. When it comes to choices that All Might have made when he chose Deku as his successor, do
Mm-hmm.
you think Deku was the right choice? And if so, why?
Mm, I do. Um, I mean, I believe he was the right choice, but I wouldn't have made it that quick.
True.
Um, he has everything that's he's everything for a hero without the actual ability. That's the only thing he was missing.
That's my exact opinion. He has everything, the makings of a hero, but he just doesn't have the abilities without All Might.
Well, wasn't it recently revealed that All Might was the same way?
Yeah, he was quirkless too.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for going away. My computer got too hot and it failed the stress test.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're just finishing up here.
Before we
Anyway,
do finish up, might I add, I was trying to apologize before. I am sorry. I was wrong. I like to admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. I thought
um,
Deku was going to beat Icy Hot, and he didn't. I was almost certain on that. But I would like to say, good job, show. You have surprised me left and right.
anyway, so I'll ask the question to you, Duck, since you're just now getting back. Do you think Deku was the right choice for All Might to make when he comes to choosing a successor for All for One?
He's got compassion. He's got heart. He's got the will to go on. He's got a lot of, as far as personality-wise, he's got some of the best qualifications among everyone at the school.
Yep. I mean, he's got a large driving force in him. He'll do what he needs to do to get the job done, but he's also smart about it.
And he showed compassion during Icy Hot's fight because he probably could have won if he had, been trying to help Icy Hot while fighting.
Yeah, those kind of I mean, everybody saw it as a screw up on his part, but All Might.
Yeah.
All Might said, "You did good, son," but everybody else was like, "Man, that was stupid. If you would let him use half his strength, you would have won that one."
I do like how what's her name? Medic girl or whatever?
Recovery girl.
Yeah, old lady that kisses you into wellness. The fact that she said she wasn't gonna fix Deku anymore, I think we're finally gonna start seeing him actually come into his own. Or die, one or the other.
That was definitely a wake-up call.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for months, or he's gonna get his act together because he doesn't have a choice now. He controlled his power somewhat during the fight with Icy Hot. He was able to hit him with a like a maybe a 5% punch from his powers without actually hurting his arm anymore.
But yeah, it's like walking a tightrope with a net, and all of a sudden, there's no net. You fall, it's over.
Now, thanks to him, recklessly using his abilities in order to just desperately squeeze out a win like that, he's now got a crooked right hand.
Mm-hmm. It'll never be the same.
But that's something he's gonna have to live with. You may not be able to make a fist with that hand anymore.
But great heroes have scars.
So I guess we're gonna see Icy Hot and Boom Boom Man. Are we actually gonna see this tournament arc actually come to a finish without being interrupted? I'm so glad I am wrong.
Me too. I'm glad you're wrong about this, at least, because it's been somewhat entertaining for me.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it have been messed up for Deku to win when he doesn't even know how to use his abilities all the way?
Yes,
Everybody
but it's
else
also
does.
an anime.
Yeah, but in an anime, you gotta have some adversity.
Yeah, but not a lot of anime know that, unfortunately.
That's true.
My Hero Academia is actually good, so it tries to, not do the same thing like everyone else.
Yeah, I already explained how he could have faced adversity in a different way without damaging his body. Yusuke Urameshi from the Yu Yu Haku show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had a hard cap at first about how many spirit guns he could use. It was only once a day at first. Then as he trained and got better, it became unlimited uses depending on how much stamina he had.
Yes, but the spirit cannon also didn't break his finger.
Yeah.
Or spirit gun. Sorry, spirit cannon I believe was later.
Why couldn't they have done the same thing with Deku's All for One? Instead of having to damage his body, just put a hard cap on it. I can only use it once a day until I train and get stronger.
Different rules. I mean, he did get his power through ingesting
Hair.
Yeah. As opposed to Yusuke, who had to, die, become a spirit, and all kinds of mumbo jumbo. But this is all on Deku to actually get a handle on it. That's a lot of power behind his little flicks.
Yep, especially that Delaware smash. Anyway, that's about all we need to discuss.
Take, for instance, I mean, I know it's not quite a parallel, but when I was in high school, I weighed 250 pounds, and then I dropped down to like 180, and I joined track, and because of all that weight that I had might have well have been weight training, all of a sudden I had all this power and strength and speed. And it was very hard to properly control.
Your power was hard to control for you?
At first, it was hard to run properly. I couldn't really turn very well, at least not at full speed, full sprint.
Well, most people can't turn well at full speed. That's a lot of forward momentum.
Point being, Deku's got a lot to deal with the fact that he's this tiny body, and you see how big All Might gets when he goes full mights.
Yeah.
Trying to deal with a fraction of that, it's goddamn terrifying. But I think we're going to see things get really fast. And with this new enemy who, I got to admit, I was a little heartbroken when Speedy Gonzalez's brother got,
Yeah.
He got cut down, literally.
I liked that guy.
I don't even know him, and I feel bad about it.
I know.
I think he's just your common cookie cutter Law and Order type of dude in the anime. One that always goes by the book.
None wrong with that. Guarantee his brother's going to be the same way.
I got a question.
I have an answer, possibly.
Okay, you know how these villains are saying that these heroes aren't really heroes, they're after money and all this other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you, like, they define hero in this world. So why are they defining villains the way they are? I mean, I'm pretty sure they had potential to be heroes at this one point too.
From what I understand in this world, the villains are the people who gave up on either being a hero or just decided that they'd much rather use their quirks for a selfish gain.
Okay.
Because some people just, either A, want to see the world burn, or B, just want to get rich. Like, they see that I have powers, I can get stuff, I'm going to get stuff, I'm going to do what I want. I mean, take a look at, what's Boom Boom Man's name?
Kachan.
Yeah. Take, for instance, him. He is on the cusp of being the best villain in the show. Like, if he went bad, would you really be surprised?
Nope.
No.
He's smart, he's brutal, he's merciless. I mean, you name it.
And every time he goes at someone, he generally says, die. He may not kill them, but I don't think he would be mad if they died. He wouldn't be crushed or upset.
Die moron or die idiot. I mean,
though with the last fight he was in, I don't know if you noticed, but when he yelled out his attack, because anime you have to yell out your attack, he called it stun grenade as opposed to murder death machine. So he wasn't trying to kill as much as knock out, which he most certainly knocked out.
I like the way he generated it too. He created a bunch of small explosions in his hand, and then released it as one big flashbang.
I'm assuming he used it. He was trying to control the explosion, so it was mostly shockwave and less fire.
Yeah, because there's limited heat on an explosion, and that's probably going to be his early undoing in his fight against Icy Hot, because he can't produce enough heat to deal. To kind of counteract the heat that Icy Hot's putting out, because there's a way to counteract that if you just throw enough heat back.
Well, keep in mind, Icy Hot is more fire than explosion. He could make explosions like the same kind of shockwave if he mixed his ice and his fire to make some sort of combustion. But he's just using it just fire. It's just going to be fire. It's just going to be like a stream, like a flamethrower, like a stream of fire. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but
that's real.
I'm just saying, Boom Boom Man is more combustion. Icy Hot is more heat, fire.
I wonder if Icy Hot just really controlled both bursts in his hands. Could he propel himself around the same way that Boom Boom Boy does?
Probably. And it's Boom Boom Man to you, sir.
Well, that was entertaining. Any closing thoughts?
Sorry again for being late. I appreciate your patience, and I'm so excited to see what happens next time on My Hero Academia. Boruto, I don't dislike it thus far, but I'm not super invested yet. We'll see. I was the same way with regular Naruto. I was like, yep, this is a show. And then all of a sudden, shit got real.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a couple character development arcs before I get invested.
Thus far, the only real character that I'm super invested in is probably Metal, and I don't know why. I honestly couldn't tell you. I love Metal.
Wow.
Also, you can tell how much I like him. I remembered his name.
Sure.
I didn't call him Rock Lee Jr. or anything. I know his name.
Yeah, I like the strong fist style of combat more than I like gentle fist. Gentle fist just looks like slap boxing to me.
Also, when he tried to leave Hurricane, the giant shuriken, that was pure gold.
Yeah, he just kind of went with it and went it right into that wood dummy.
But yeah, that's my 2 cents. You got anything, Bree?
Not yet.
Nope.
No.
No 2 cents. How about 1 cent? Quarter penny?
I'm about to be sad because it feels like the season of My Hero Academia is coming to an end.
It should be about 12, 13 episodes per season, I'm assuming. Then we'll have to wait for another 4 to 6 months, probably.
I'm not ready for that wait.
You're not ready?
No. Oh, well, yeah. I'm actually really enjoying My Hero Academia. I watched it in like 2 days.
Damn.
Yeah, that's probably the problem right there. You're binge watching this stuff, but if you watch it every week, it doesn't seem all that, fleeting or quick to you.
Don't worry, we'll be watching other anime. For anyone who actually watches these Plyr toon things, leave comments in the description below, because these anime seasons are going to end up ending, and we're going to have to find something else to watch.
True, but
Preferably newer anime that we can easily catch up on.
yeah, it's a good thing they're seasonal.
Although I would love to talk about something like Log Horizon or something.
Log Horizon?
Mm-hmm.
I never did watch. Yeah,
it's like SAO but good.
I never watched the second season of it.
Also, anyone who likes SAO, give me your hate. I dare you.
I like Sword Art Online.
That's fine. You're allowed to like what you like. I just think it's butt.
No.
I initially liked it until I realized that there wasn't really much plot. It is really pretty. It is a really pretty anime. It is great to watch and not pay attention to. But once I started paying attention, it stopped being good.
My beef is with Kirito. Everything always seems to go his way. He never really loses.
Although I will say the main villain of the first season of Sword Art Online was an absolute horrible person.
True.
He was probably the best part of the entire show.
Yeah. He's the reason I don't like virtual reality.
I'm sorry. Yeah, even if we don't talk about it, I would advise that you take a look at Log Horizon. Also, something similar, which we could actually catch up on, is Konosuba. I think it's like Konosubarashi or something like that. I'll send you a link or something. Point being is it's a great show. It's kind of like in being thrown into the MMO world, except for it's more slight spoilers. Dude dies, gets sent to an alternate dimension, which is a lot like a video game. So it's less being put into a video game world, but being put into a world that is similar to a video game.
Would the name of this anime start with ReZero?
It is not ReZero.
Oh.
I love ReZero.
Never did watch it.
This anime is more of a rip on those MMO animes. Mm-hmm. Not super satire, but things do not go the way that they should for the main character oftentimes.
And that's what I like seeing.
So, yeah, I'll send you a link or something to that. Either way, I've given a lot more than 2 cents, and I apologize.
And for those of you who are Kirito fans, come at me, bro.
Come on, dude. Stop that.
Anyway, this is.
Hey, Bree, if you have an honest defense for Sword Art Online, I'd love to hear it. Maybe not this time, but next time, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right. This has been Plyr Toons. I've been your host, Fearless Soul. You can catch me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter as Fearless Soul, all one word. This has been my guest host, Duck, and my other guest host, Bree. I'll allow them to plug themselves now.
Yo, my name is Duck McGavin. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, as I said before, DUCKMCGAVIN. That is me. lately I've been playing a little bit of Zelda. Excited for the DLC. Been posting to Twitter and whatnot. But yeah, you can find me on the Plyr Toons, right the frick here, as well as on the Plyr 2 podcast every single Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There's probably other things I should probably plug, but that's it. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about E3 stuff a lot for this next podcast. So that's tomorrow. So yeah, tune in for that. Bree, you're up.
And I'm Sadness.
Got it.
Yeah. Don't you want to tell them where they can find you if they want to contact you?
I
I don't know if she has any social media or anything.
All right.
No.
You don't have to do it this time. All right. We're gonna wrap this up, and we are always here for you, your player too. And any thoughts or comments can be put in the comments section, of course, because none of this will be possible without you.
SAO's butt.
Well, we're gonna close out here, folks. This is Player Tunes out.
Still live, by the way.